Today we will be stringing the Maverik Tactik with a mid pocket, as you can see. So before we begin the Maverik Tactik mid pocket stringing tutorial, you're going to need a 9 diamond top string, and that's going to be done on the first hole of the head. So once again, we're going to need a 9 diamond top string on the first hole of the head. So for the pattern on the Maverik Tactik, we are going to start on the third hole right here. So I'm going to take my string and go through that third hole on the head. And we're just going to do a single wrap. So I'm going to go from the bottom of that first mesh hole back through the same sidewall hole and up and through that mesh hole one more time. We're going to pull this nice and tight. So now we're going to skip this hole and then do an SI. So we're going to go into the top of the mesh hole. Once again, we are skipping that first hole and doing an SI. So into the sidewall first, through the loop that we create, as you can see. And we're going to pull this nice and tight. And then we're going to take our leading in and go from the bottom and up of that same mesh hole. So now we're going to skip this next hole once again and do another SI. So into the sidewall, through the loop that we create. Pull that nice and tight up and down, and then back up and through that same mesh hole. I want to pull up, down, and then to the inside so it's nice and tight, just like so. Now we're going to lock down the channel with a KSI. So I'm going to take the mesh and my string, go down through the top just like with the first two SIs. We're going to go into the sidewall. Make sure to skip a sidewall hole. So now I'm not going to pull the string all the way through. I'm going to take my string, go back and over the top and down through the loop. It should create a pretzel, as you can see. So now I'm going to go from the inside of the plastic and pull the string. You want to pull it all the way through so there's no more slack. Hold your fingertips on the side of the plastic next to the knot and then pull the string down. Just like that. And we're going to take our string and go back up through that same mesh hole. And then pull up and then down so it's nice and tight. Alright, so we just did an SI, an SI, and then a KSI. That's going to create our channel so it's nice and tight. Now what we're going to do is an SI without skipping any holes. We're going to start to create the pocket. So what we're going to do here is grab the top of the mesh and pull it up. And do that same SI knot that we did the first two times. So into the sidewall hole and through our loop and then back up and under that same mesh hole. Up, down, and nice and tight. Now we're going to do a 1 SI. So we're going to take the string, go up the next mesh hole, take the top of the mesh and pinch it. This is very important. And you want to pull the string down so that this part of the mesh goes next to the plastic. Just like that. Now we're going to do the SI portion. So what we're going to do is go into the top of the next mesh hole. Just like that. And now we're going to take our leading string and go into the next sidewall hole. Just like that. Still holding on to that top of the mesh. We're going to pull it nice and tight. And then that last mesh hole that we went through, we're going to take our string and go up and from the bottom up it. Just like so. So this piece should be loose and this piece should be anchored down to the plastic. Now we're going to do another SI without skipping any holes. So through the top of the mesh, we're still holding this base of the mesh portion right here. So that way we're creating our pocket. So we're going to do an SI. Up and through. And now we're going to do one more SI. So down through the top of the mesh without skipping any holes. Grab the top of the mesh, pull it up into the next sidewall hole. Nice and tight. And then up and through. Just like that. And now for the last knot, we're going to do an interlock to tie it off. So we're going to take our string, go into the next sidewall hole without going into any of the mesh holes. So we should have this loop. And now we're going to go up and from the bottom of the next mesh hole and through the loop. Just like that. Take the top of the mesh, pull it up, and then anchor this knot down to the plastic. Now we're going to take our string and go back through the top of that same mesh hole we went through and to the side, just like so. We're going to go from the inside of the head and out of the next sidewall hole. And pull it tight. So it should look like this from the inside. As you can see. So now that we've done that, all we need to do is just tie off the knot. Just like that. So now all we need to do is just push in the pocket, and as you can see, we have a nice mid pocket. This is going to be great for any midfielder or attackman, and even then some for LSMs. So overall, this is a nice pocket for the Maverik Tactik. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and thanks for watching.